is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Do you know where your Mumbos are? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Steve Reed. I'm your host today for the 2016 Raker Garden Mum and Aster webinar. Real quick, some housekeeping things. I would like to, if someone could let me know that you can hear me okay and see the screen. That's important before we proceed. I think we're all hooked up okay, but just want to double check. All right, Matt says he can hear and see, so hopefully everybody else can. As in our past broadcasts, we are recording this session and we will post this on our website, www.raker.com. Okay, folks, again, thanks very much for tuning in. We've got a great program today and we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to dive right in. As soon as I can get the screen to move, I'm diving in. There we go. 2016 Raker webinar series, Raker Garden Mum Aster program for 2016. Quick agenda, program updates for 2016, why Raker, i.e. Raker Essentials, the 2016 Garden Mum program. We're going to talk about Mumbos, Igloos, Spring Garden Mums, and new varieties for 2016. Program update, good news, bad news. Our pricing is going up a little bit for 2016. You'll notice a 3 to 5% price increase depending on the customer's volume and the tray size. We are introducing 23 brand new Garden Mum varieties for the coming year. Also, we are adding, not brand new to the industry, but we are adding all 11 of the Igloo Hardy Mums. We've always had a spring garden mum program, but we're going to pay a little bit more attention to that. GrowLink is now Gediflora, or I should say is still Gediflora, just in case somebody missed that. And our 2016 Garden Mum Aster catalog is ready now. We are mailing copies to many of our existing Garden Mum customers, and all sales reps will be receiving a package shortly. If you like more catalogs or need a catalog, please contact Drew Stella and Drew Stella at Raker.com. He will hook you up. Okay, another update. For the 2016 season, we will now treat all Garden Mum and Aster liners with a Florel application. The Florel application will be applied during propagation, depending on the tray size, at 7 or 10 days. Florel, many of you know, Florel will definitely promote branching and will go a long way toward a no-pinch crop. Also, more importantly to me, especially with Midwestern growers, Florel application will prevent crown bud formation. This is really an issue in the Midwest when we have cool nights in June, when we're stressing the plants. So all liners will now receive a Florel application at propagation. Raker is the one-stop shop for Syngenta flowers, Gediflora, Dummen, Igloos, and Mumbos. Why Raker? Basically, we like to refer to these as our Raker Essentials. Upfront bundled pricing, 10% EOD, our claims process, our volume discounts, transportation options, tags as it applies to garden mums, the website, and planned availability. Many of you already are well aware of our essentials, and I will go through these fairly quickly, but our bundled pricing includes everything: the box, handling, FedEx/UPS delivery to your door, royalty, and tag if required by patent. Your customers will know exactly their delivered price up front. Prices do not change. Claims. Greg Mahalik, many of you know Greg from the Trial Garden. He is still the Trial Garden Director. However, he has a new position and he will be working in the claims. Louis is moving to transportation. Greg Mahalik at Raker.com. One call does it all with Raker. Photos are very helpful. Let Raker negotiate with the shippers, not you. Our resolution, or our our goal is fast claim resolution and customer satisfaction. Volume discounts, this is very important. The more you get, the better it gets. Volume 1 to 15 trays is our base price. You only need to get to the 16 tray level to achieve an 8% discount. 100 trays is a 14% discount compared to base. And volume 4, our best pricing is 25% off of our base price. Now, please realize many of you customers out there deal with more than one broker. Your discount applies to your account, and it doesn't matter who you buy from. Regarding our volume discount, a tray is a tray is a tray. We have strip trays and we have full-size plug trays. Strip trays count the same as plug trays. Combine strip trays and plug trays on the same order. You combine any Raker plug or liner to establish your volume discounts. Transportation options, FedEx, UPS. With this option, this is our boxed order option. There is no minimum order. Now just remember, you're under 16 trays, you're paying volume 1 regardless. There is no box requirement. There is no penalty for less than a full box. There are no tray order increments. We have a box that holds a single tray. Let us figure out the packing. You just tell us what you need and we'll make it happen. Grower truck. This is a great option for growers within 1,000 miles of Raker. It's a great cost saver compared to our delivered FedEx UPS price. However, we require a 50 tray minimum order. Same as with our volume discounts, a tray is a tray is a tray. So when you're calculating our grower truck minimum order, you can have strip trays and full-size trays all count as one tray. Again, our grower truck option is available any week in a 1,000-mile radius of Rakers. Please use the FOB price on our price matrix and be sure to add the per tray published grower truck freight rates. Again, a tray is a tray is a tray. Strip trays count the same as plug trays. It allows you to combine strip trays and plug trays on the same order. Any Raker plug or liner qualifies. Our grower truck freight rates are published. Here are the rates for 2016. For garden mums only, please note that for 250 tray plus orders, we are using our 500 tray rate. So for garden mums, any orders 250 trays plus per ship date qualify for 500 tray rate on grower truck. The 500 tray rates are highlighted along the bottom here with the asterisk, and they're in yellow. So those are the special grower truck freight rates for garden mums only. Why Raker? Well, we have a pretty cool website, www.raker.com. Online real-time availability. Our website allows you to place live at-once orders. You can track orders, check delivery status. You can check your customers' volume, or customers can check their own volume. We have all of our Raker publications posted on the website. They're all available as downloads. We also post all trial garden and event information. If you do not have a sign-in, let us know. We will guide you through the process. You can do it yourself. It's fairly simple, but if you need help, please let us know and we'll get you signed up. Okay, we got through the essentials and the program updates. Let me expand my little screen here and see if we have any questions so far. I'm not seeing any, so that's cool. If you do, just type them in. I've got several spots along the way that I will be stopping to address any questions that y'all might have. All right, let's keep going to the good stuff. Okay, the catalog. Our mum program consists of 243 Dummen, Gediflora, Syngenta flowers, Mum Aster Montauk Daisy varieties, plus 11 Igloo hardy mums and 16 Mumbo combination recipes. The catalog format remains unchanged. It basically lists variety, the natural season flower dates, the flower form, the response weeks for shaded crops, tray sizes, price codes, and weeks available. Liner availability. We have a limited group of Syngenta flowers varieties available for spring. We'll cover that in a minute in a little more depth. Igloos will be available this year, weeks 23 through 26 as planned availability. Please note, you don't have to wait for those weeks to order planned availability. Order now against those weeks. If we run out, we'll order more. But please note, you can order now against those future weeks for planned availability. And we offer the full listing of Gediflora, Syngenta flowers, and Dummen varieties for weeks 17 through 38 for primetime mum season. Raker is really truly your one-stop garden mum shop. We list, again, the complete listing of Dummen mystic mums, Gediflora, Syngenta flowers, and Igloo Dendranthema or Igloo hardy mums. This allows you to combine all 4 breeders on one order. It allows you to maximize your volume discount with 4 breeders. It allows you to maximize our grower truck delivery option by ordering 4 breeders at once. And from Raker, you will receive consistent quality liners from all 4 breeders from a single source. Liner product forms. No changes here. We'll go through these quick. Our standard form is a 51. Our newer product is the high density 160. And our Mumbos are in a 36 count strip tray. The 51 strip is, again, it's our standard garden mum product form. Here's an illustration. Of course, you're going to get the one on the bottom with roots and intact. There's a photo of the strip tray. Guaranteed count is 51 liners. This is a 3-week liner age. And if you'll note, Elipot, all of our 51 strips are in Elipot. Features of our 51 strip tray: low minimum per variety. Again, no minimum order. You can order 1 strip. We have a pinched product available by request. Pinched products are 1 price code higher. 51 strip standard tray is a B code, B as in boy, or a bud, as it were. And the pinched option is C, as in chrysanthemum. Okay, let's stop and just take a look at a take-home idea. You always got to take something home from these sessions. With our 51 strip tray. For grower truck, 50 trays is only 2,550 liners. That is not a really large order. That order would qualify for our grower truck service. You can use the FOB pricing and use the per liner published freight rates and show your customers some real savings. Plus, it's grower to grower delivery. Thinking to a little bit larger order, a 250 tray order, which, as you will recall, qualifies for special grower truck rate freight program. And so a 250 tray order qualifies for 500 tray grower truck freight rate. Our newer product form for garden mums and asters is the 160 high density liner. It's definitely a money saver. Just because of the high density, we are able to offer this at a 15 to 20% better price than our 51 strip. The guaranteed count is 160. It's a really cool tray. Even though it's a 160, it has a real high soil volume. And this liner is 2 weeks plus. It's a guaranteed 2 week. It's going to be somewhere to 2 to 2.5 by the time it ships, but just a note. And to get the 160 tray, we do request a 50 tray minimum order. It's still not that many mums. You're only talking 8,000, but that is one of the few things we have a minimum on. It's a couple of photos. As I said, it's a really neat tray. If you want to look at the photo on the right, you'll see on the left side of that photo one of our 128 plugs, our standard 128 plug. And then next to it is a 160 HD liner. And you can see that there is quite a bit more soil volume, and it turns out to be a really great system. Now, obviously, In the photo on the right, the plant on the right, it's not a garden mum, but I just had to grab something to show you. So the one on the left is a garden mum. Again, on the 160, it's obviously a higher minimum per variety. It is a 50 tray order. And for this tray, it's one of the few liners, actually the only liner we produce without an elipot. It is soil-only propagation medium. Please note, though, we get this question an awful lot about finishing time. There is absolute no difference in finishing time versus a 51 strip. Use your same schedules, no alterations. Another really another appropriate or a timely take-home message, and this is one that we have had some great success with. Promote the 160 HD liner to your growers that are using unrooted cuttings. So, they're bringing unrooted cuttings in May when they should be devoting time and space to spring crops and actually make money. The grower devotes time to spring sales. We take care of the propagation. When it's mum time, we bring in rooted liners and off they go. There are no propagation losses or concerns with us. You just order what you need and that's what you're going to get. Cuttings arrive in time, ready to transplant. Really, really focus and take a really strong look. I think you'll see an improvement in the bottom line. So talk to your URC growers and explore this option. I think you'll be surprised at how favorable it comes out. Okay, we talked about this briefly, but just to state again, our Garden Mum Aster availability, a complete list of varieties from all breeders available weeks 17 through 38. That is Gediflora, Syngenta flowers, and Mystics. We have spring mums, a limited list of Syngenta flowers varieties available for spring shipping, weeks 5 through 17. And Igloo Dendranthema, available this year as planned availability only, weeks 23 through 26. A note on garden mum planned availability. Now I mentioned the igloos are, and we also have a pretty aggressive plan, and you Mumbo guys out there mum guys will hopefully remember that we produce fresh garden mum liners every week in May, or in June, I'm sorry. So for weeks 23, 24, 25, and 26, we'll have popular varieties available in 51 strip trays. These are unpinched liners. Again, we will include igloos in this assortment and Mumbos. These are fresh liners weekly. It's not old stuff. You're going to get fresh stuff that's going to grow fast. It's going to take right off. Garden mum tags. We inventory tags for all mums and asters that we list. Tags are not required by breeders and are not included in the liner price, except igloos. This is a whole different program. Igloos are from the Blooms of Bressingham program, and Blooms requires tags to be part of the patent. Your igloos will have a tag included in the price. All other mums and asters, it's not. Tags are an additional cost at 4.042 cents. Delivered. Tags match the liner count and match the order. As we inventory tags for all these varieties, we are able to look at your orders as they're going to ship, not as they're ordered. We all know that things happen and their order changes, and we're able to match the mums with the liners that are shipping. Very, 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 very high percentage rate, almost 100%. So keep that in mind. As you know, we're inventorying the tags here, we're looking at the orders, and we're matching tags to the actual order that ships. And tags match the liner count as well. So that's very important. There's no waste. Tags will ship normally with the product. There are occasions where tags may ship a week ahead of time, but they will always be there with or before the liners. I mentioned the tag price, just to put it out, so it's in print here, but this is the tag pricing for larger orders. in the 50,000 liner range, please call and we can provide a special quote for those orders. Okay, back to the question slide. I think we might have one. Okay. These are hard to see. All right. Scott Almquist asks, can you still ship in the cradles instead of boxing on grower truck? If customer requests it, will you definitely ship on the cradle? Yes, yes, please. Because we do have metal racks that we use. If you want the shipping cradles on your grower truck option, please note, grower truck order, please use shipping cradles. There's some notation, so we will load it on shipping cradles. Scott also asks, so you can order just one 160 per variety on the high density. Didn't it used to be 5 trays? Yes, Scott, you're correct. For our high density tray, we used to ask for 5 trays per variety. For the Garden Mum program, all we ask for is a 50 tray minimum order. They can order any increment of plug trays they would like. But again, on the 160, we do ask for a 50 tray minimum. All righty. I think that's all the questions right now. Thanks, Scott. Good questions. All righty. Let's keep moving. Got a lot of stuff to do here. Already 20 after. All right, Mumbos. Let's talk. This is fun stuff now. This isn't boring. Now we're going to look at cool pictures. So Mumbos, if you aren't familiar at this point, these are Raker triple stuck Garden Mum and Aster liners. Oops. What we're doing is we're using a 36 count strip tray, so it's a 30 millimeter liner. It's not very big, but what we're doing is we're putting 3 different colors of the same family in a single 30 millimeter liner. We are only using genetically linked Garden Mum, not really series, but Garden Mum families for plant uniformity and uniform flowering response. Our Mumbos consist of 3 recipes from Jacqueline and Cheryl families each. We have 4 recipes from the Gigi family, 2 recipes from Chelsea and the Ursula families, 1 Garden Mum recipe from the Padre family, Moon Dance, and 1 Aster from the 1 recipe from the Henry 1 Aster family. Basically, what the Asters is, there's 3 colors, and you make one. You get 1 Mumbo, and that's pretty much where we're at. Just real quick, we do evaluate new recipes every year. Again, with color combinations and limited true families of mums, we're pretty much with the 16 recipes for this year. However, we do evaluate, and as new varieties and new families come on the scene, we're looking at them. So let's go through the photos here. One of the cool things with the Mumbos is, growers, it's not new to make a tricolor mum, and traditional method is put 3 cuttings, separate cuttings in, and you usually get 3 colors. There's 3 segments. When you're planting the 3 liners together, and it's really unique. Interesting how they come out. They're all unique. All the colors move around and pop all over. It's pretty typical example in this photo of the candy corn here, which I just love this one. But the colors are popping all over. You don't have the segments. You've got the orange coming through the cream, in the snow, and the orange creeping over. So it's really a unique look. No 2 are alike. Here's the hobgoblin. Now several of these photos, as you can see, are from the 2012 Garden Mum trial. Here's the hobgoblin Gigi family, the Gigi Spellbound. And here's a photo of a mass planting we did for a school fundraiser. We grew Spellbound out in mass quantity, and as you can see, you're looking through these. It's really cool because they really are. Each pot's unique. There's no 2 that look alike. Here's the autumn leaves from Gigi. the Jacqueline family, the Harvest Moon. You'll note when you look through these, I mean, they are very, very well matched for habit. I mean, these Jacquelines are a perfect ball with 3 colors. There's the Indian Summer and the Solstice. And the great shape on these things. And it's really, these families work very well for this concept. Here's the Cheryl. This is your later family. Cheryl's, it's older genetics. They still work very well because they are a family. They get really big. I mean, Cheryl's are late flowering. They're kind of a season extender, October flowering. They will attain some really nice size. It's not unusual to get a Cheryl Mumbo that's, 2 foot by 2.5 foot easily. There's the Jack-o'-lantern and Cheryl Trick or Treat. My favorite, Moon Dance, Padre Moon Dance. I love this one. I like that song too. Chelsea, that's a newer family that is works very, very well for this concept. There's Ghostbuster. There's Chelsea, Fall for Fall. The Ursula family, again, not new, but work very well for a couple of these recipes. Here's the pumpkin spice and caramel apple with Ursula's. And the Aster, again, I mean, you've got basically purple, pink, and blue. So we created one Asterumbo, as it were, using the Henry I family. So yeah, Mumbos it's very unique. Cool stuff. Here's some quick features and benefits. These are really intended for large containers. I would not put a Mumbo in anything less than a 12-inch pot. Gigi's being more compact, just genetically more compact. 12 to 14 might be the limit there, but with these others, you can go up to a 16-inch pot easily with one liner, and they will fill it up. All of the photos that I'm showing are one liner in a, I think these are all 12-inch pots, but one liner per pot and just stand back. Again, the Gigi, Jacqueline, Ursula, they all will easily fill up from a 10 to a 14. The Cheryls, gosh, you could probably go up to a 20-inch pot with a Cheryl and still fill it. Those get so darn big. But this is a large pot liner. You can stuff them in an 8x5 mum pan, and they're going to be awesome. But the bigger the pot, the more impressive these are going to be. There's a definite economy in purchasing Mumbos versus buying 3 liners. Like I said, it's not new. Growers have been sticking 3 liners, but Mumbos are cheaper than 3 liners, but a little more than 2. So there's definitely some economics here. Easy, fast transplant, a low minimum, only 36 Mumbos per recipe. You could easily offer all 16 with the minimal investment. Impulse sales, retailers that are growing these and displaying them at retail are just amazed at how fast they take off. I mean, like take off out the door. Again, we have some really cool, unique color combinations. No 2 pots are alike. The colors, as you could see, mingle as they grow. And every once in a while, you got to have a corny saying, but they're like autumn snowflakes. No 2 are alike. Strength in numbers. One of the things we noticed as the multi-stuck Mumbo liners grow, they grow together. They kind of tangle and twist and tangle and knot and hold each other up. Looking at the Mumbos that we've grown, I really doubt you would need, the support fabric in there. I mean, you might want to do it, but I mean, it's just really neat how they grow, that they really hold each other up. Seasonal fun. I mean, we've got the cool names, and retailers are creating little destinations with fall-themed displays. Think jumbo Mumbos. I've got a great photo here to show you in a minute. But again, they're very versatile. You can go to an 8x5 mum pan. You can go all the way up to a 14, 16 with one liner. If you want to get really creative and put 5 or 6 liners in a giant pot, I mean, the sky's the limit with these things. Here's one of a retailer back east. He chose to use the term rainbow mums, which, we like Mumbos, but Rainbows or Mumbos, he sold them. He said the sales were very, very, very brisk. Mentioning a jumbo mumbo. Well, this is a grower in Oklahoma that decided to test the limits. And they put, I believe it was 5 Mumbos in this container, and they were 4 feet wide. It's hard to see the label there, but they were getting $50 a piece, and they sold every one. And so, again, the sky's the limit. You're only limited to your imagination and what you want to do with these things. All righty, Mumbo questions. See if I can see questions here. Does a Mumbo help build your volume tray level quicker? No, it's not a 3-to-1. Scott's asking if the Mumbos count as a 3-to-1 on the volume. No, it's not, Scott. It's just a 36 tray. So a tray counts as a tray counts as a tray. So it's a 36 strip that does count as a full tray, but it's not a 3-to-1. Another good question. Thanks, Scott. All righty. No more questions? It's 1:30. I think we're on time. All righty, spring garden mums. We've always had them, but we've had a lot of questions recently if we do have them. Well, the answer is yes. We have a limited collection of Syngenta flowers, cultivars, that Syngenta Flowers has deemed suitable for spring production. These aren't varieties we picked. These are varieties that Syngenta Flowers has trialed and tested that will work for greenhouse production in the spring. Liners are available from Raker starting week 5. For this year in the 2016 Garden Mum catalog, we have a dedicated section that shows you all of the varieties, all the photos of all the varieties that are available starting week 5. Most of these are varieties that work very, very well. Well, they are all varieties that work very well for packs and small pots. Not a new idea. I had this one in last year's presentation, but again, what do you do with the spring mum? Well, there's a great way you can utilize spring mums, and this is not new. It's been around, and these ideas come and go, and now it's a new idea. But basically, what you do is you bring in the mum liner the first week of March. You don't have to light it. You don't have to shade it. You don't have to pinch it, but you can pinch it. It's either or. But bringing in a liner that early March, you'll have in full color for May to sell along with bedding plants. It's a cool item. It's to see in a combination item, as a component in a combo, or as a mass planting. The cool thing about these spring garden mums, the consumer can take them home and enjoy them, and cut them back, shear them back in June, and enjoy them again in the fall. I'm just going to stop there because it's only 2 slides, but see if anybody has any questions about these spring mums. If not, I'll just keep moving. But again, it's a good idea, and again, it's nothing new, but it's something to revisit. And hey, if you're the guy first one in saying, hey, have you ever grown spring garden mums? Maybe you got the order. And like with all of our other programs, there's no minimum. There's, they can buy 1 tray or 5 trays or 13, whatever they want. Okay, no questions, so I'm going to keep moving. I think. There we go. All righty, now Igloo Hardy Mums. Not new. They've been around. Actually, been around for several years. I think when they first hit the market, again, these are varieties that have been introduced by Blooms of Bressingham. There were probably 3 or 4 colors, maybe, the first iteration. And, the term is hardy mums, but they're actually Dendranthema hybrids that look and grow like garden mums. The huge difference is that these are really hardy. They're hardy to zone 5, cold hardy to zone 5. The cool thing about them, besides being cold hardy, is you can grow them like a garden mum. You can use your garden mum schedules and production protocols and grow these right along with your garden mum crop. As with all of our modern garden mum genetics, no pinch is necessary. That doesn't say you can't, but you don't have to. These are available in our 51 count strip trays, just like our garden mums. For 2016, because we are faced with really high minimum orders on this product to purchase the unrooted cuttings, the first year out, we're going to offer these as planned availability weeks 23 through 26. Again, planned availability in June. You don't have to wait till June to order them. You can order now against those weeks. And again, if we run out, we'll just get more cuttings. But please note, Igloo Hardy Mums, planned availability weeks 23 through 26. And as I noted earlier in the tag section, this is the only mum product we offer that tags are included in the cost of the liner. It's the only one that they are included. You don't have to ask for them. You're going to get one-to-one, and that's how it is. That's per the breeder. So tags are automatic. Here's some photos of the new collection. We now offer 11 colors, and again, they work very, very well, grown right along beside your garden mum crop. Here's the Frosty Igloo. It's a white duplex daisy. All of these have pretty similar mounding type habits, and all have really great flower power. They do size up a little differently. This is a more aggressive. This is could be up to 20 inches by 30 inches in the garden. Also note per the breeder, as a perennial, Dendranthema flower usually in August. As a pot crop growing, as you're going to grow them with pot mums, you're going to be looking at flowering more in September. So just to note that, you'll see a lot of literature stating that early flowering, they do flower earlier once they're established in the perennial garden. As a pot crop, they're going to flower more into early to mid-September. Okay, here's the Icicle Igloo. It's a creamy white daisy with the yellow eye, a little more compact in the garden. Snowy Igloo. It's a white decorative with a creamy center. It's an improvement over Frosty, although we carry them both. It improves Frosty. It's a little bit larger plant, and the flowers tend to blush less or pink under cooler conditions. It's a mounded habit, and I would say, this would be a order snowy, and if we don't, for some reason, have it, you can always sub snowy, Radiant, a deep yellow cultivar and a decorative flower. Sunny Igloo, now as it notes here, Radiant is a little bit improvement over Sunny, so again, I would probably pick Sunny first and then fall back. I would pick Radiant first and then fall back on Sunny. And there's Sunny right there. They listed it as a decorative, but the disc does show up, so I don't know, there must be a fine line between decorative and duplex daisy, but I'll leave that to the breeders. Sizzling Igloo, a yellow daisy form. This has more of a dome-shaped habit. Rosy Igloo, a really cool rosy pink with a cushion flower form. It also has somewhat unique foliage, little kind of a feathery look to the foliage. Cool Igloo, a raspberry red, again with a cushion flower. A newer variety with super flower power, according to the breeder. Fireworks Igloo, a unique spider flower form with a lavender pink. This is really a cool one. It just radiates different shades in the sun. It's really a really unique, cool plant. This would sell no matter if it's hardy or not. It's just a cool flower. And Pumpkin Igloo, what a great name. Pumpkin orange daisy flowers. And Warm Igloo, it's a bronzy orange, kind of a two-tone effect. Actually, they say a tritone effect, but anyway. All righty. This is going way too well. Somebody better have some questions. All right, somebody's got a question. Let's see. Are any of the garden mums hardy? Ha, well, I can't see who the asker was. Anyway, yes, it's fact. We just talked about them. So yes, those are the igloo garden mums, as it were. That's what you see published. You see the websites, Blooms websites reference igloo hardy mums, but again, it's truly a Dendranthema hybrid that, again, look and act like garden mums. So yes, when somebody says, I want a hardy mum, you got one now. All righty. Yeah, back to the question slide. I'm going to go back and look. So only the igloos are truly hardy. Now, there's a whole thing about, with garden mums, and are they hardy? Are they not hardy? Sometimes they come up, sometimes they don't. It's exactly right. It's a mystery. I mean, I have a neighbor that has a white daisy mum that's come up 3 years in a row. I don't even know if they know it's there. It's right next to their foundation. I've had mums in my garden. I'm an avid gardener. I've had mums that have popped up a year or two, and you never see them again. It's just there's so much with soil conditions, moisture, not moisture. I mean, it is it's a mystery for the ages. But if you note, Syngenta flowers, Gediflora, and Dummen and Mystics, they don't put hardy anywhere in any of their literature, anywhere. They're all garden mums. So again, we can truly say the igloos are hardy. Another good question. Have you ever experimented with igloos for mumbos? Actually, good question, Tom Kirby. No, but we plan to. Our rep from Dummen had suggested when he came to our mum trial, and it was a little too late, obviously too late for this year, or not. Not the Dummen rep, the rep from Eris. Anyway, so we will do some experimenting with those for next year. Good question. Thanks, Tom. All righty, let's keep going. All right, new for 2016. This is all fun stuff now. From Syngenta Flowers. Electra Amber Improved. Deep Yellow Decorative. It's more bronze than the original. Very early. This is a week 37 natural season response. For you black cloth growers, it's a 6.5 week response. This is a very good natural season variety and will work very well in large containers. Imelda Red, red decorative. Although, I always wonder if when you see the center, is it a duplex daisy or what? But Syngenta Flowers says red decorative. It's a sport of Imelda Purple, so it matches very well with that cultivar. It's a nice mounding habit, great for large containers. It's a late variety, natural season, October 8th, and a 7-week shaded response. Stephanie Bronze, one of 2 new Stephanies. These trialed very well in our garden this year. This is one, Stephanie Bronze, is a bronze orange decorative, a nice compact round habit. It's going to replace Andrea Orange Bicolor. It's a 7.5 week black cloth response, and it's another late one. It's mid-October natural season. I think I still have one that I'm enjoying on my front step, actually. Stephanie Yellow, a great match for Stephanie Bronze. Bright yellow, it's really a nice bright yellow too. Compact habit, identical to the bronze. Replaces Babette Yellow and or Golden Andrea. Again, it's just like its sister, it's late, and it's a 7.5 week shaded response. From Gediflora, Echelon Gold, yellow decorative. As you can see, it makes a great ball-shaped habit. It's better suited for small containers, so note, don't put this in your big giant pots. It's a great black cloth shaded variety, 6 weeks, and it's a mid-September natural season response. Amico White, white decorative from Gediflora, recommended for large containers. Has a nice large decorative flower. It's another late one, a mid to late October natural season response. And but it works very well with other Amico varieties, and this may be one that we consider looking at as a new Mumbo family. Aramis White, really cool, nice clean white, smaller flowered. It's good for large containers. It's only a 6-week shaded response, but a very late natural season variety. So it's mid to late October natural season response. So be careful with these varieties. You know, this year would have been a good year to have them. Some years, who knows? But this is going to be in the later group. Miura orange. This is a really neat color, I think. It's just they list it as an orange decorative, but it really has more of a bicolor effect. This screams fall. It's a great one for small to medium containers. Fairly quick in a black cloth response at 6.5 weeks, and recommended for shaded crops. And naturally, you're going to see it mid to late September. Vigorelli Violet, one of 2 new Vigorelli colors from Gediflora, both bicolors. Again, a really attractive look here. Smaller flowers, but just covered with them. And this will do very well in large containers. It's a shaded response at 8 weeks, and it is recommended for shaded crops, but it's going to be a little later. And again, another very late natural season variety, mid to late October. And here's his cousin or sister or brother or whatever, Vigorelli Orange, another cool bright orange bicolor effect. Very, very, very similar habit to its cousin. And again, it's both really late varieties. So for late season crops, these are really good options. Okay, Mystic Mums. Mystic Mums aren't new. I think they're fairly new. The first year they were in, and then they were out. And then last year we listed them all. So they're still new to a lot of people. And I'd like to just take a quick moment to explain, because we worked with, when it was Feedes, these were bred by Feedes, and then Dummen bought them. We worked with Feedes back 5-6 years ago, just, trialing numbered varieties, and which led to the Mystic collection. And they have 5 distinct groups selected for natural season flowering, from extra early to extra late, and a nice color range in each group. And they did in my opinion, they did a super job selecting these 5 groups, and it played out in our trial this year. For those of you who were able to come and visit, but their groups, 5 groups, flowered very well together, and they are very, they're very distinct between, the early to the very late. In fact, the earliest varieties we had in our whole Garden Mum trial were in the Daybreak group. Several of those were ready to sell in mid-August. So you have the Daybreak, which are extra early, mid-August. Sunbeam, early, which is late August. Meridian are mid-season, early September. Eventide are the late family at mid-September, and then Afterglow are late September. And, anytime I put up they're going to flower in mid-August, late August, whatever, well, listen, we all know growing garden mums outdoors is a challenge, and every year is a different story. So, some years if we have a hot August, we're going to have heat delay, which could blow all these schedules completely out of the water. But, let's say everything lines up great, this is when all this stuff's going to flower. And this year in our Garden Mum trial, we didn't really have a super hot August, so I don't think we really had a super amount of heat delay. And like I said, the daybreaks were coming in right there in second, third week of August. So they were pretty close to timing this year. All right, I'll get off my high horse here. Daybreak Orange in the very early or extra early group, a nice orange decorative. Not recommended for black cloth. Daybreak Red is a nice red one. In that a very early group, it is recommended for black cloth. And Daybreak White. This was actually a late season ad last year, so some of you guys may have seen it, but we're going to include it anyway as something new. It's a white decorative. It's in the very early group, and it is recommended for black cloth programs. Sunbeam Aubergine. I think that's another word for eggplant. Anyway, this is a rosy red decorative mum. It's the early season group. It's going to flower late August to early September, and this particular variety is recommended for black cloth. Sunbeam Flame, again in the early season group, a nice orange bicolor decorative. It's a very striking look. It's in that late August, early September group, and this variety is recommended for black cloth. Meridian Cherry Purple. This is a really pretty color. Nice big flowers. It's in that mid-season group, early to mid-September, and this particular cultivar is recommended for black cloth. Meridian Orange. This is a really rich orange decorative. Nice big flowers. It's a new color in the Meridian group. They're still filling out some of the groups with the complete range of colors, so this is a nice addition to the Meridian group. And it's an early to mid-September natural season response. Meridian Pink Bicolor, another really striking look. And a thing that I like about the Mystics is they do have some really unique bicolors. They're not all cookie cutter. They have some different flower forms. So you're really getting a lot of new looks, I think, in garden mums with the Mystics, and this is one of them. It's in that, again, the early to mid-September flowering response group, and this one is recommended for black cloth. Eventide Purple. Now that is purple. That is so dark. I should have put it on a white background, but great shape, great habit, nice rich color, large flowers. Again, just kind of distinguishing the groups. I think a lot of the Mystics do have larger flowers, just as I think a lot of the Gediflora varieties have really small flowers. I mean, they have a lot of them, but they're really tiny. But this is a really cool color. This is the late season group. It's going to be more mid to late September. And they're suggesting you would not use this in a black cloth program. Eventide Sunset, a really nice bright yellow decorative. This is the late season group. And this variety is not recommended for black cloth. Eventide White, and this is a great one. This is just a ball of white. Nice big flowers, nice decorative, good for late September flowering and response, and will work very well in a shaded program. Afterglow. This is the latest family in the Mystics, and this is the very late group, late September to early October. This is a really rich, deep orange. It's just like it's orange as the background, but it's a really cool color. Afterglow Purple, another member of the very late season flowering group, a nice purple decorative. And those are the new Mystics. I'll look for some questions. All right, Tom Kirby. Oh, that's the Mumbo combo question. Mumbo combos, hey, I like that. Bernard, sorry Bernard, I stand corrected. He has said Amico is a late September variety. Thanks, Bernard. It's Bernard from Gediflora, so he should know. I'm going back to see. Sorry about that. Amico. All right, Bernard, I'm sorry. I'll correct that before I post this on the website. Thank you. All right, let's go back to questions. For growers that want to create their own combinations, will the catalog have height and spread info? From Hannah. Well, Hannah, I have an answer to that. I would say if they want to do that, let them knock themselves out, but we've done all the work, so why would they? They can just use combo or Mumbos. I would refer you, if you wanted to, if your customers want to do that, I would refer them to the breeder websites. But again, we've done all the work. We've found the ones that really work in this concept. So, you know, we have 16 of them. I think I'd run with those. Okay, here's a question from a grower. I'm new to growing mums. I had a good success with my first crop of Mumbos. What exactly is a black cloth program? Is this growing on the ground on black cloth? That is a great question, because I, like many of my colleagues, we tend to use industry jargon in black cloth, and so when I refer to a black cloth program, I'm referring to a shaded program that the growers are manipulating the crop with black shade cloth to start short days, to initiate an artificial short day. So in other words, they're tricking them into flower. So that's what I mean. I don't mean growing them on black cloth on the ground. The black cloth is referring to shading the crop to initiate flower buds. And Lori, if you'd like more info, I would refer you to Bernard at GrowLink or to the Syngenta Flowers website, and you could read up on exactly what we're referring to. So it's great questions. Thank you, guys. All right, let me got all through those. All right, so we're almost in time here. I got 4 minutes, and that's all I got left. So we had a garden mum trial this year, the first one in several years, but it was a great success. Here's some photos from it, and what our concept is we try to mimic a natural season Midwestern mum grower. So as you can see, we're on the black cloth, the black fabric, drip tube irrigation, the whole thing. We're just doing it just like we recommend to our growers. And so as you can see here, and then I mentioned, this first photo is showing the early group from the Mystics, and you can see they're all in flower well before anything else. But what we do is, excuse me, I'm out of sequence here. If you want the garden mum trial, we took photos of all the varieties. We have a sequence of photos starting in August going through October. These can be viewed on our trial garden website. It's www.trialgardens.raker.com. Let's just click on the data tab, select the year, and select chrysanthemum, and you'll see all of the photos. Photos are free. You can copy them. They're all high res. They're all great photos. If you want to use them, please use them. If you want to send them to your friends, send them. But there's a great wealth, not just garden mums, but everything in our trial garden. There's a link to this website on our main website. But I encourage you to take a look if you really want to look at mums, because we take them when they're green all the way to when they start turning brown. So there's a great collection of photos for you on there. So again, I mentioned we mimic a natural season crop. We grow 3 pots of each variety, as you can see in the photo. For this project, we use the standard 8x5 mum pans. We plant starting, we planted this year's crop, I'm thinking week 22. They were in the greenhouse it wasn't 22, it was 20, stuck 22, planted 25. We put them in the greenhouse for a couple of weeks and then move them out. We grew all listed varieties. We had all of the Mumbos. Now we're going to play around with some jumbo Mumbos next year. And we'll have igloos, and we're going to do some fall companions for 2016. But we're going to do it again, and we're going to expand on it. So please come on out. And while I got you, geez, you ever heard of our other trial garden? Well, we have this other trial garden in the summer, and actually we have a new event during that summer Garden Mum or the summer trial season. The Connection on July 28th, 29th in 2016. Come on out and see us for the 4th annual. It's a great event. You can connect with your industry. We'll have growers, we have retailers, we have breeders, consumers. We have lots of flowers. We have 5 acres of fun. Bring your families. We'll have food. We have music. We'll have some industry speakers. It's a great event, and it's getting better every year. And so you'll see more details coming up spring of 2016. And just to whet your appetite, even though it's all pulled out and gone now, but this is what we enjoyed all this summer. And there's a few other photographs of this summer's trial garden. But yeah, come on out. It's open starting July 13th. We're open all the way through August. If you really want to have fun, come for the Connection, though. There's a few other photos. We even had a car club come this last year and put their classic cars down in the trial. That was cool. So anyway, there it is, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's exactly 2 o'clock. Wow, I can't believe I did that. We really, really appreciate your business and the trust you put in Raker as your garden mom and Aster supplier. And as always, as you plan your next crops, remember, whatever the season, whatever the reason, always, thanks for tuning in, always ask for Raker. And if anybody's still there, I would be glad to look at some extra questions. So I think I got a couple here. I think I saw a note about the spring mum and 4-inch. Is that recommended, or can they be in anything up to a 12 and 14 for spring too? Daisy, that's from Daisy Laram. Daisy, you know, with that, they're only available starting week 5, and for spring crop, I really doubt there's a sufficient time to create anything very large for May flowering. But I would encourage you, if you want, give me a call and we can talk about it, and I can share a little bit of insight, or if you want it, you know, you could check with the breeder websites. But given the timing, I don't really think there's sufficient time to create anything larger for spring than a big pack or a large pot, or I mean a big pack or a small pot. You're welcome. All righty. I think I've got to all the questions. You know, and if you have more, you know how to get a hold of me. Again, thanks a lot, everyone. I'm running over a little bit. We'll see you next time.